Most CEOs build one factory in a decade. Elon Musk, he's building 7 megafactories at the same time. And most investors have no idea what's actually under construction right now. The total active capex across Tesla and SpaceX on these 7 sites is north of $200 billion. The last time America built industrial capacity at this pace was the wartime buildup of the 1940s, and that took the whole country. And it matters for every Tesla holder because each one of these factories is quietly redefining a different market. Elon isn't just building cars, he's building transportation as a service. They're not just satellites, it's communication as a service, and so on. Here's the list. Terrafab, a $119 billion chip megafab from Tesla, SpaceX, xAI, and Intel. Gigasat, 11 million square feet in Bastrop to build orbital AI data centers. Colossus 2 in Memphis, 550,000 GPUs, 2 gigawatts, the largest AI training site on Earth. Cortex 2 at Giga Texas, 500 megawatts for FSD and Optimus. The new Optimus factory at North Campus, 5.2 million square feet, 10 million robots a year. The Houston Megapac factory, 50 gigawatt hours of grid storage in Gigabay at Starbase, built to crank out 1,000 starships a year. That's the actual moat. No competitor on Earth can match this pace. Today, I'll walk you through every site, what's already standing, and why this matters for every Tesla investor, and the bigger story, what this entire build tells you about Tesla and SpaceX over the next 5 years. Let's start with the full board. Take a look at this table that I just put up here and just sit with it for a second. Look at the right column. Every one of these factories matches or beats the biggest existing thing in its category. Each one is a full category reset. 7 factories, 7 category resets from one person's companies going up at the same time. Okay, so now let's zoom into each one, starting with the monster, Terrafab. So Terrafab sets the scale for everything else. Elon says Terrafab is around 100 million square feet. That's 10 times Giga Texas. And Giga Texas is already the largest factory building in America by floor area, around 10 million square feet, with Boeing's Everett plant, the most famous industrial building in the country and the largest building in the world by interior volume, as its only real peer. Terrafab is targeted at 10 times that floor area. And the product is chips, a vertically integrated semiconductor megafab, logic, memory, and advanced packaging on one campus, with a stated output target of 1 terawatt of AI compute per year. The first chip off the line is the Tesla AI 5. Pilot small batch this year, volume targeted for 2027. That same chip gets plugged into FSD, Optimus, Cortex, and SpaceX orbital data centers. The financing on paper now in SpaceX IPO filing, $55 billion for phase 1, scaling to $119 billion full build-out. The S1 calls it a framework, so treat that big number as a roadmap. Intel joined the venture April 7th with the 18A process node, and the local government already cleared the runway. Grimes County commissioners approved a 100% 10-year tax abatement on June 3rd by a 4-to-1 vote. The market reset is chip supply. Tesla stops paying NVIDIA tier margin on every FSD and Optimus compute upgrade, and the US gets leading-edge fab capacity that doesn't route through Taiwan. So my read is Terrafab is national industrial infrastructure financed by one set of private companies. The CHIPS Act set aside $52 billion in direct chip subsidies. This one private project is more than 2 times that. Okay, now there's Cortex 2 on the same campus, Tesla's in-house AI training cluster, and this one's already running. The first 250 megawatt phase came online in April, full 500 megawatts targeted for mid-year. By the published counts, Cortex 2 runs more than 130,000 H100 equivalent GPUs. And combined with Cortex 1 next door, the campus has passed 230,000 H100 equivalents. Those counts trace to secondary reporting, so hold them loosely. But even the conservative documented number, 50,000 live at Cortex 1, scaling towards 100,000, puts Tesla in rare company. For scale, a normal corporate AI build-out sits at 5,000 to 20,000 GPUs. The biggest national lab supercomputers, El Capitan, Frontier, run around 40,000. Tesla's campus is multiples of that, training FSD on video and training Optimus neural nets parked next to a car factory. The power story is the quiet advantage. Cortex 2 leans on roughly 150 megapacks on site, plus new turbines for primary power. Tesla built the batteries that power the AI training that trains the cars and robots Tesla sells. The whole loop stays in-house. And the market reset here is sneaky. The bare question on Robotaxi and Optimus was always whether Tesla could train fast enough. The building answers it. Compute won't be the bottleneck. Okay, now take a look at Colossus 2 in Memphis on the xAI side, which now sits under the SpaceX umbrella after they merged on February. The brain feeding the whole stack. The scale here is on a different planet. 555,000 NVIDIA GPUs purchased, roughly $18 billion just for the silicon. about 1 gigawatt of power running today, building toward 2. Q1 this year was a data center conversion, and GPU deployment is rolling throughout the rest of the year. The Solaris joint venture, roughly 50-50 with XAI, handles on-site generation, gas turbines pushing 420 megawatts at the original Colossus site, scaling toward a full gigawatt of turbine power by 2027. The comparisons tell you where everyone else is. So Meta's Hyperion in Louisiana targets 5 gigawatts eventually and is still pre-operational. Microsoft's biggest single Azure AI campus runs a bit under 1 gigawatt. OpenAI's Stargate flagship in Abilene is online at partial power, heading for around 1.2 gigawatts this year, with the full 5 gigawatt vision stretching toward 2029. Colossus 2, at about 1 gigawatt operating, is the largest single site AI cluster on Earth right now, with the clearest path to 2. Grok runs on Colossus. Grok is also getting bottled into Tesla cars as the in-vehicle assistant, rolling out now. And reporting says Grok Edge AI rides into orbit on Starlink V3 this year, with SpaceX official orbital compute play. The AI-1 satellites prototyping early 2027. So it's worth saying plainly, Tesla's $2 billion XAI investment converted into a small SpaceX stake when SpaceX absorbed XAI. But Tesla holds no direct XAI equity anymore, but the Tesla product literally runs on Colossus output, and SpaceX orbital compute story plugs into the same training base. So the data center reset. The hyperscaler land grab phase is ending. Intelligence becomes a delivered service. Served to roads, served to orbit, both feeding back into the same training loop. Now the SpaceX side. The headline event of this week is Gigasat, unveiled June 9th, 11 million square feet of planned building capacity on a site over 1,000 acres in Bastrop, Texas. 11 million square feet deserves a beat. Tesla Fremont plant is 5.3 million. Boeing Everett is 4.3 million. Gigasat is more than 2 times either of them as a single satellite manufacturing campus. The integration runs end-to-end. Solar ingots and wafers, solar cells, printed circuit boards, silicon components, user terminals, ground gateways, full AI-1 satellite assembly, all in one campus. The 10 gigawatt per year solar cell sub-facility broke ground in late March, with equipment installs accelerating through April and May. That solar line also starts pulling U.S. solar cell supply away from being a China story. So the output target is 1 gigawatt of orbital AI compute by the end of 2027, scaling roughly 10 times per year after that. And Elon's line on the AI-1 satellite, his words, much simpler than a Starlink satellite. Mostly solar cells and laser links. No phased array antennas to wrestle with. So compare that to the existing satellite industry. SpaceX already cranks out about 70 Starlinks a week, more than 10 a day. The rest of the US industry combined builds on the order of a few hundred a year. Best estimate, nobody publishes a clean number. Gigasat is built to push SpaceX rate into the thousands and stack on a second product line, AI-1 satellites for orbital compute at the same time. So Starlink becomes 2 services at once. Communications as a service, that's the subscriber business everyone knows, and now intelligence as a service, delivered from orbit. The V3 bus is the platform. Phones today, AI compute next year, whatever payload comes after that. Then there's Gigabay, the launch side of the same machine. One building at Starbase, a twin at Kennedy Space Center, both targeting completion by the end of the year. Starbase Gigabay is 380 feet tall, a 36-story industrial building, 46.5 million cubic feet inside, 11 times the square footage of the existing Megabay, 2 times the crane capacity, 19 additional work cells. Construction started last July, full operations targeted this December. So the Florida Twin is keeping pace. Its primary steel truss hit max height back in April. Long term, the buildings are designed to support up to 1,000 reusable starships per year by the end of this decade. That's the company's stated design goal, worth labeling as a goal. 1,000 a year is the market reset number. Global orbital launches in 2025 came in around 324, an all-time record. SpaceX flew about 170 of those. So one company is building production capacity for roughly 3 times the entire world's launch cadence. Building a ship and flying a ship aren't the same thing. Reusability makes the fleet math weird, but the scale point stands. That's transportation service, with the route running Earth to orbit. Starship is the truck. It hauls Gigasat satellites up. It hauls Starshield for defense customers. Eventually, it hauls Optimus to Mars. SpaceX is building the FedEx of space, and nobody else has a comparable factory even under construction or even being planned. Back on the Tesla side, the new Optimus factory at Giga Texas North Campus is the one I'd watch most carefully right now. 5.2 million square feet of new building space per the permit filings. First steel went up May 27th. The footprint stretches nearly the full length of the main Giga Texas factory. Low volume production could start as early as this summer by Tesla's framing, with the real ramp running through 2027. The long term target is 10 million Optimus units per year. A target, to be clear, not a capacity that exists yet. Set that next to the biggest factories we have. The largest car plant on Earth is Hyundai's Ulsan complex in South Korea. Builds about 1.5 million vehicles a year. Apple ships about 230 million iPhones a year, but that's spread across multiple Foxconn campuses with hundreds of thousands of workers. 10 million complex humanoid robots from one site puts Optimus in smartphone scale territory from a single building. There's no precedent for that ratio of output to footprint. So the market reset here, labor production at smartphone scale. Whatever the labor market does between now and 2030, Tesla wants to own the supply curve. And the bear case from earlier this year was, where would Tesla even build 10 million robots a year? The answer now has steel beams in the ground next to Giga Texas. Last, the fact in the lineup, we're talking the Houston Megapac factory in Brookshire, Texas. Tesla's Energy's big swing. $200 million initial investment, 50 gigawatt hours per year of grid scale storage once online. Construction is moving, production targeted late this year. The product matters more than the building. Megablock is the new flagship. Each Megablock packs 20 megawatt hours of AC capacity. 4 Megapac, 3 units. The medium voltage transformer and the switchgear all plug and play. Tesla's own numbers, 23% faster install, up to 40% lower construction cost than a traditional build. Add Houston to Lathrop and Shanghai, and Tesla's combined grid storage manufacturing capacity climbs past 130 gigawatt hours a year. Here's the comparison number. Total global battery storage deployed in 2024 came in around 200 gigawatt hours. Once Houston is online, Tesla's factory capacity alone covers about 2/3 of that figure. Capacity and actual deployment aren't the same thing, but that's one company sized against the entire world's annual install. That's energy as a service at the grid level. A utility buys a 20 megawatt hour drop-in unit and adds storage in weeks instead of years. The product it actually attacks is the natural gas peaker plant. And every time AI computer robotaxi demand climbs, grid storage demand climbs with it. All right, let's put all 7 together and the pattern shows up. You got Terrafab, Cortex 2, Colossus 2 produce intelligence at scale. Gigasat and Gigabay produce communication and transportation in orbit at scale. The Optimus factory produces labor at scale. Houston produces energy at scale. The framing that made it click for me, Elon builds services that get delivered through products. Cars become transportation as a service. Robotaxi is the actual business. The car is a sensor and a chassis that delivers rides. Each Tesla running FSD is a node in a fleet. Satellites become communication as a service. Starlink is the actual business. The satellite is a delivery node. The customer buys reliable global connectivity. The hardware just shows up to provide it. Now, satellites also become intelligence as a service. AI-1 is the next product. Each satellite is a slice of global compute fabric, training and inference delivered from orbit. Megapacs become energy as a service. The utility buys grid stability and peak shaving. The battery is the box it arrives in. Robots become labor as a service. The customer rents capacity by the hour. The humanoid is the worker that shows up. And chips become national scale compute. AI5 is the substrate under every other product Musk ships. Owned compute top to bottom. Every one of these markets has historically been bought as a product. Elon is the first operator running all of them as services, vertically integrated on infrastructure his own factories produce. That's why 7 factories at the same time. Each one owns a different layer of a stack that the others depend on. The honest pushback on all of this is the same pushback you hear every year. Timelines will slip. Optimus mass production is a moving target. Robotaxi at scale is still mostly just Austin and Phoenix. AI-1 satellites won't ship in real volume until 2027 at the earliest. Terrafab's $119 billion build-out is described in SpaceX's own filing as a framework with no binding budget. Gigabay at 1,000 starships a year is an end-of-decade design goal. Houston's late 2026 production date will probably slide, and the Colossus 2 power numbers have skeptics. Satellite imagery analysts argue the operating capacity runs well below the headline claims. All of that is fair. Elon's dates always slip. We know this. So, my read, every one of these milestones pushes by 3 to 12 months on average. Just plan for that. The counter is that the buildings are real. The construction gets filmed weekly by drone accounts. Joe Tegmar does a great job doing this. Lab Padre, TSLA Texas. The Megapacks arrive on flatbeds. The Optimus factory steel is up. Cortex 2's first phase is already running workloads. Grimes County already voted the Terrafab abatement through. These stopped being pitch decks a long time ago. Most cycles, the ask is to bet on what could happen. This cycle, the ask is to look at what's already happening on camera in 7 different locations at the same time. Execution risk stays, but the question of whether the thing exists is mostly settled. So if you hold Tesla, the holding case is the integration story. None of these factories work as well alone as they do together. Cortex 2 trains Optimus. Optimus gets built at the Optimus factory. Chips come from Terrafab. Grid power comes from Houston. Gigasat ships AI-1 to orbit, launched by Gigabay. Running compute trained on Colossus. The whole stack lives or dies together. And right now, every layer of it is going up at the same time. The investor math, price each building for what it does today, and you get the bear case. Price each building for what it's targeted to do in 2028, you get a very different number. The real valuation question is what the Musk vertical industrial stack looks like 36 months from now, and whether anyone else is building anything comparable. My read is that nobody is. The Mag 7 are spending more raw dollars on AI data centers for sure, but none of them are building the chip fabs, the launch capacity, the energy storage, and the labor production at the same time. China doesn't have a single operator running all those layers either. Elon is running every layer in parallel. So 5 milestones to actually watch for the rest of this year. The first one already landed. Grimes County approved Terrafab's 100% 10-year tax abatement on June 3rd. 4 votes to 1. The next Terrafab marker is the Phase 1 groundbreaking and construction timeline. Watch for site work to start. The second is Cortex 2, full 500 megawatt activation, targeted mid-year. The number will probably surface in an Elon post or a Tesla AI account update. Save the alert. The third is the first mega block off the line at Houston late this year. Tesla Energy segment margin changes meaningfully when mega block starts shipping. And the fourth is Gigabay first operations, which is December, at both Starbase and the Cape. The visible go-live signal is the first Starship rolled out of a new building. The fifth is Optimus factory progress at Giga Texas North. The move from first steel to enclosed building is what confirms whether low volume production really starts this summer, this year. The big ramp holds for 2027. Save those 5 to a watch list. Each one resets some piece of the Tesla thesis when it lands. So big picture, we just talked about 7 mega factories, 7 markets getting redefined as services, 1 vertically integrated industrial stack going up at the same time. There aren't many comparable builds in modern history. The wartime mobilization is the only one I can think of, and that took a whole country. This one's mostly 2 companies. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did, please hit subscribe so you don't miss the next factory update. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone.